Hi, here we are for week 6, chapter 7 of The Greatest Secret. And chapter 7 is called The End of Negative Feelings. I'm going to talk about a bit today to do with paying attention to something versus being in the awareness of it. So on page 122, Rhonda's talking about the practice of welcoming. So essentially saying yes to whatever shows up, rather than what the mind does, which is say no to everything, essentially. Although, yeah, of course we have the capacity to say no in a really aligned, authentic way too, but what this is showing is that differentiation between, I guess, the mind which kind of says no to what's already here, what's already happening. It's like in a constant battle with life as it is. And so the invitation here is a practice of welcoming, where you start to say yes to everything. You recognise that it's already here. What's going to be the purpose of fighting it or battling it or trying to push it away? What are we going to achieve there? And there was a bit where she said, remember, opening your attention is like zooming out with a camera. So you're not focused on any detail with your mind. Make sure that you don't focus into the feeling. That will make it stronger because the mind increases anything we focus on. Notice the feeling, but don't focus on it. Keep your attention wide. And I wanted to really highlight that as like a key, like it's such a subtle nuance, but it's such a key shift between the attention of a mind that says, whether it's a physical pain or a psychological confusion, oh, what's this? Why is this here? This shouldn't be here. How can I get rid of this? It should be different. How can I change this? And the mind goes into imagination of past and future. It goes into the past and says, oh, I remember last time this happened, and I remember last time I thought like this, or I felt like this, and oh, that was awful, and now what if it's going to happen again? And it jumps forward into the future and thinks, oh my goodness, what if this is here forever? What's this? What if this is me for the rest of my life, and I'm going to be in this experience, and look how much better it could be. It also imagines a much better future. I would be so much happier if I was like that right now. So the mind goes off into all this confusion, believing the imagination of its own creation, and essentially therefore resists what's happening right now. Because in all of that, it's saying this is wrong, this shouldn't be happening. And that's where Rhonda's saying there's like an emphasising then, an increasing of whatever it is that's here, or at very least a maintenance of it, because that resistance, paradoxically, holds the whole thing in place. Because really it's been a creation already, and now with the mind saying, but I don't like it, I don't want it, that, yeah, contrary to what the mind would think, that actually that resistance of it keeps it static, keeps the whole system stuck and not moving. And so then later on she comes on to talk about where she's saying here, keep your attention wide. And she talks about this again later where she uses the word awareness, but to mean the same thing. And that was in her experience of depression, where she recognised how staying as that present awareness with what was happening actually dissolved what was going on. Because the presence of awareness always says yes. It's always said yes and is saying yes to whatever has been and is being created. And so when we're zoomed out like that, when we're in expansive, loving awareness, then everything's okay as it is. Nothing needs to be changed. Everything is perfect. There's nothing to be got rid of. And things can be, I guess, shone a light on, or loved, or understood, or talked about, or like with feelings. I've had the experience myself of really going close into a physical feeling and literally seeing it dissipate in the presence of that awareness. And so this is that's the distinction that's being made in this chapter here about that close-in attention, but specifically of the mind, which says not this, shouldn't be like this, and that zoomed out awareness, which is loving, which always says yes, which allows everything, has already allowed everything. And it's that which paradoxically enables shifts, enables change, enables things to keep moving and flowing as they're intended to. And it's that we love to spend time in. It's that we love to be, because it's who we really are. And yeah, so I'd love to hear from you. What's your experience been of this kind of zoomed in, giving attention to something, seeing it held in place by that resistance, seeing how the paying attention to it and the not wanting it is the very thing that's kept it there, and how then a shift into that expansive awareness, which doesn't need to be long, it can be like a second, and that can be enough for movement to reappear again, for movement to return. So yeah, tell me in the comments what you've seen in your own experience. I'd love to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you next week for the next chapter. Ooh, and remember, a couple of options for you. One is there will be a future book group, so if you want to find out about that, then join up to my newsletter and be the first to know about that. But also I have a membership community on Patreon, and in there you get things like this video, as well as other written resources of mine and other curated resources that fit with the book. So if you're enjoying having this extra content I get to highlight specific bits or enrich certain bits of each chapter, then do sign up there. I've got 3 levels of membership, so you can choose what's right for you and your budget. And that also gives you access to my Facebook community. So plenty of options for you. Newsletter to know about the book group that's coming up, which will start 2022, and Patreon membership to get more resources and also get access to the private Facebook group. So thank you very much for watching. Take good care. Bye.